Hi all. Today I'll be talking about the Singapore Armed Forces. Singapore's premier military arm is one of Singapore's main pillars in influencing its foreign policy and the effects on its relationships with other states. This presentation will also describe how the SAF balanced the projection of hard power with the influence of soft power to assert its position on the global stage. Military power is often associated with hard power, with its usage on other states bearing negative connotations of war and violence. Since the ancient times, the military has been mobilized to maximize a state's dominance domestically and globally. However, after World War II, the world has moved away from exerting coercive power of the military and instead harnessing the potential to promote a mutual desire for peace, reaping other benefits as well. While defense capabilities are now being used to dispense soft power, it is also clear that states still have an anarchical view of global politics and do not take protecting their sovereignty lightly. This can be seen with the increase of military spending, such as for the purchase of sophisticated defense technology across the globe. In Singapore's case, we shall dive into how the military maintains the delicate balance between deploying its advanced military capabilities for diplomacy and deterrence. The Singapore Armed Forces, or SAF in short, has been a pillar in developing Singapore's diplomatic ties with its partners. As compared to other states with a mix of regular and voluntary workforce, the SAF consists of regular professional soldiers and the bulk of the manpower are conscript soldiers who serve a compulsory full-time national service for a term of 2 years before becoming reserve soldiers, ready to be deployed when the need arises. There are 4 services within the SAF, which gives an all-rounded protection against potential threats from 4 elements. They are the Army for land defense, the Navy for sea defense, the Air Force for air defense, and the latest, the Digital and Intelligence Service for digital defense. Even though the military is primarily used to fend off external threats, Singapore's pursuit for peace has sought to use its defense assets to gain mutual trust and build genuine relationships with many countries to ensure that no war has to be fought. Prevention is always better than cure. In addition to the Singapore ambassadors deployed at the various embassies and high commissions across the globe, the SAF also deploys defense attaches, also known as military diplomats, to focus on military matters. Their responsibilities include protecting and promoting Singapore's defense interests, liaising and exchanging information with ministries of defense and relevant authorities, and also promote bilateral military cooperation. However, should there be any disputes, the grounds have been laid for a peaceful settlement. On a wider scale, Singapore has sought to promote global peace through sessions that encourage open dialogues, like the Shangri-La Dialogue. This is where defense leaders and representatives come together to cultivate closer interactions to further understand different defense measures. Year 2024 saw Singapore hosting a total of 45 countries, with 49 ministerial level delegates with their senior defense officials, which exemplifies Singapore's emphasis on maintaining diplomatic ties as a foreign policy. Let us now take a look at the other ways the SAF is deployed on diplomatic missions. Bilateral and multilateral military exercises, local and overseas, allow the SAF to engage in realistic defense cooperation efforts where it gains exposure to many foreign counterparts and experience unfamiliar territories. This promotes a safe environment for learning and sharing, and the SAF is also able to showcase its own expertise. This enhances readiness as this serves as opportunity for the SAF to test the full potential of its military capabilities on bigger training grounds. At the same time, the SAF is able to synchronize precise tactical engagements with other nations to foster deeper defense cooperation. This shows that other nations also seek a common goal of maintaining global peace. Singapore's participation in many regional and international defense efforts has further solidified the camaraderie amongst the soldiers from the other participating nations. A friend in need is a friend indeed, right? Other than using technology in combat, the SAF also provides support by deploying its military assets, equipment, and manpower to aid its neighbors when they require assistance to stabilize after being hit by unexpected calamities like earthquakes and floods. The SAF has been known to respond swiftly, usually within a short response time, to ensure proper measures can be set for best recovery outcomes even though Singapore itself has not experienced any natural disasters. Recently, the SAF also deployed its carrier aircrafts to airdrop food and medical supplies into Gaza when land transported aids were blocked from entering the war-ravaged region. Through these relief efforts via the SAF, we see that Singapore is willing to contribute whatever expertise they can to improve the situations beyond its own borders, sealing its reputation as a reliable neighbor and ally. While the SAF places emphasis on maintaining peace through diplomatic means, defending Singapore from all forms of threats is still the SAF's core business, and it takes its role seriously. Despite being a small city-state with limited resources such as manpower and land, the SAF has grown to be a formidable force that has aided Singapore in strengthening its image globally. Showcasing a smart use of manpower, technology, and tactics, the reliability of the SAF's defense capabilities is not only an effective deterrent from potential attacks, but also an assurance to foreign investments of the security Singapore is able to provide for them to do their businesses on Singapore's shores. Remember this when you watch the National Day Parade, okay? We shall now take a look at some of the factors that has contributed to the SAF standing as a military powerhouse. Over the past decade, Singapore has been proving itself to be one of Southeast Asia's military powerhouse. What it lacks in manpower, it compensates with the use of technology. The wealth generated from remarkable economic acumen has allowed Singapore to procure world's latest and sophisticated defense technology. Recognizing the growing complexity of geopolitical challenges, Singapore is advancing research and development initiatives that support both national defense and broader global security efforts. Singapore is committed to integrating advancements such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and cybersecurity measures to strengthen resilience and stability as the world advances on the cyber front. Partnerships between government, agencies, research institutions, and industry leaders through events such as Singapore Defence Technology Summit are accelerating these innovations, ensuring that technologies are deployed responsibly and effectively. By embracing emerging technologies and fostering collaborative efforts, the nation is proactively positioning itself as a dynamic global leader in advancing comprehensive security through cutting-edge technological excellence. As mentioned, one of the issues faced by Singapore is a small population as compared to its neighbours. This affects the defense manpower. Hence, to ensure that Singapore has a fair chance at securing victory, the Singapore Armed Forces has invested heavily in training infrastructure and equipping its soldiers with the tactical knowledge crucial in maneuvering through the ever-changing battle landscape. This can be seen through the expansion of training facilities such as Safety City for urban battle courses and Pulau Tekong for conventional jungle warfare. The SAF also heavily invests in sending its troops for overseas training to further hone their skills that may not be possible locally due to land constraints. With its soldiers' high adaptability to different fight scenarios, other states will think twice about encroaching into Singapore's peaceful water. The SAF might be small, but what it lacks in size, it compensates with agility, technical expertise, and technology, earning its reputation as a reliable ally. While juggling its diplomatic and deterrence portfolios, the SAF always managed to switch effortlessly to suit whichever the situation calls for. This perfect balance is what makes the SAF a perfect accompaniment to Singapore's foreign policy. And with that, I have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you.